Welcome everybody. Just letting everybody into the room. And it is 7:30 on the dot, so we will get started right away, just making sure everybody gets in. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I see the last couple people trickling in here. My name is McGuire Tate. I want to start by thanking everyone for being here tonight and welcoming everybody. If this is your first night out here with DAC, welcome. We love to have you out here tonight, and I'm very excited to jump into this presentation. This is our broker overview with David Allen Capital, if you weren't aware of that already. But what this is it's going to give you an overview of the opportunity that we have to be a broker with David Allen Capital. And we understand that this opportunity, as great as we believe it is, may not be for everyone. So this presentation is an opportunity for you to get a hands-on look at what we do, see if this might be a great fit for you. And we have some live Q&A at the end for you to ask any questions that you may pick up along the way. So I am very excited. We've been doing some great things here at DAC, and I wanted to get this done, get this moving as quickly as possible. So I'm going to jump right into some slides that I have for you guys. So bear with me one moment while I get those pulled up. All right, Tyler, if you could just give me a go ahead that I'm good.
You're good.
Awesome. Alrighty, guys. So being a business loan broker with David Allen Capital, funding the front line of capitalism. What we do is we serve business owners. We can build an agency if we choose, and we get paid very well to do both. So we have a big opportunity to help business owners out there. So obviously, there's a lot of business owners in need of business funding. Most get denied at the bank. We get them funded very fast, very easy. You get paid well to do so, and you can build an agency if you choose to do so. So this is a nationwide impact. We service all 50 states and parts of Canada as well. Why many people love this opportunity? Well, one, there's no license required. It's free to start and get going. There are daily commissions paid out. You can earn on your agency overrides as well. And this is a home-based, flexible business. So this is flexible, scalable, online, super easy to do. So you plus your agency equals a money machine. Well, what does this mean? For example, if you help a business acquire 80,000 in funding, you earn about 3,200. But if one of your personal brokers goes out and does the same, you earn about 320 on that. And we'll go into what that means later, but this just kind of starts to get your mind working and moving around this. What if you had 10 brokers and 50 brokers? So you can do some mental math. You're earning on your own production as well, but there's a lot of other ways to earn in this opportunity. And like I mentioned, it's a nationwide impact. So what you actually do, there's business owners out there in need of business funding. You simply connect them to our online funding platform, and then our team goes out and handles all of the heavy lifting and gets them funded so they're happy, and you earn on your own deals as well as your agencies too. So we provide leverage, not debt. So what this really means is debt is money that's taken by a business owner and spent. Leverage is money that's taken and grows and fuels that business. So that's what we strive and we love to do, is help those business owners grow and profit more with the use of working capital. So some examples of leverage, or we call them fuel plays, would be to expand on new locations or take advantage of an inventory discount, add some new equipment to your place, even a facelift or some remodeling. If you need to double your crew, expand some seating, say yes to a big project that takes some upfront costs. So these are all things that are fueling the expansion or the profits of a business. And sometimes the leverage isn't just for growth. We have what we call rescue plays, which some examples would be a restaurant on the brink of eviction, needing to get caught up on some things, or equipment that goes down, needs some repair, payroll that needs to be paid on time, things may be out of stock, they need new inventory, some tax issues that need to be settled, or just really anything that has a business owner in a pinch that working capital could really get them out of that scenario. So that's what we call a rescue play. But why business funding, right? There's a lot of different industries and markets out there, but why business funding? Why are we so passionate about business funding? Well, quite frankly, there's millions of businesses out there who cannot get funding from their banks. So this this market is the most underserved market in America. And you can see by some of these statistics, there's 30 million or more small businesses in America, 27 million or more are not bank eligible. So you can just see some of these statistics here. A lot of businesses at some point in their career of being a business owner go out of business. All right. So you can be the difference between them growing or closing. I mean, going is the same as well, right? Growing or closing their business. And the number one reason that business owners cited for failure was 82% said lack of access to capital. I can keep going. I have ideas, but I have a lack of access to working capital. And we associate that with the bank, right? That's a great place for them to securely hold our money. And if we need money, we go to the bank. That's what we associate them for. Unfortunately, banks are great for about 10% of the businesses out there. So there's that 90% of out there who are rejected and not qualified for traditional bank funding. So just to give, and why are so many rejected, right? So that's what I want to get into. So here's the major differences between the traditional bank funding and business funding with David Allen Capital. So with traditional bank funding, the funding we all think about on the top of our minds, that funding must have collateral to be put up. They look for 2 or more years of profitable business, 700 or higher FICO score. Their funding plan actually needs to be approved by that bank. And then the approval process, the application process takes anywhere on average from 1 to 3 months for them to get back. So timeliness is not a huge thing for the traditional bank route. So that leaves less than 1 million businesses in the country qualified for that type of funding. So there was a solution that came about, which is alternative capital. And with alternative capital, there's no collateral to be required whatsoever. They look for the last 3 months of business to be at least 15,000 or higher in revenue. A 550 or higher FICO score is okay. They can use the funds freely for whatever they deem necessary for their business. So no restrictions. One simple 5-minute application. We come back within one business day with the best offers, and they show what they can qualify based off the revenue for that business. So with the alternative capital side, there's over 9 million businesses or more who qualify for this type of funding, 20 plus million more who are actually between the 3,000 and 15,000 per month in sales, which is our instant funding. So the alternative capital industry is a $300 billion industry that most businesses don't really know exists. So in 2024, the alternative capital industry was up 11% to 284 billion, and the expectations for this industry is for it to grow to 378 billion by 2028. So our goal with DAC is to capture first 1% of this market, which would be 3 billion in funded, which would lead to 210 million in broker commissions paid out. So finally, the business funding that works for the other 90% is here, and it's growing rapidly. And why? Because there's a lot of business owners who are now exposed and aware of this industry. But the problem with the alternative lending industry is that there's no one lender that's best for every single business out there, all the different industries and types of businesses. There's over 100 of providers around the country, but there's about 20 that are really great as far as, the main qualifications of a provider being great. But even among those best 20, there isn't one who's best for every business out there. Like I mentioned, some are very particular with their industry type, or some look for certain amount of monthly sales or the time in business, credit scores, etc. Right? So how did we solve this at DAC? Well, we launched the Bank Breezy funding platform, which with one application, it connects you to all the top funders, gets you the best offers from them very quickly. So right here, there's one 5-minute application online. We come back, our team does all the heavy lifting, underwriting, so what and so forth. And then we get you offers from the top 20 plus providers, which also compete for their best deals. And those offers come back within one business day. So a very timely process, a very efficient process. It's simple and convenient solution for that unbankable 90%, just like I mentioned. Now, what kind of offers do they get? So I'll start with our core rate, which is our preferred funding product. This would be kind of the top of the line funding. The approval for that business is anywhere from 1 to 2 times their average monthly revenue. So on examples, if a business is doing 100K per month, they can expect anywhere from 100 to 200K for that funding offer. And then with the rates of this funding, the cost of the funding, we talk dollars and cents rather than APR and compounding interest. This is just a straight dollar and cents amount. This is a fixed rate, right? So the cost of this funding ranges anywhere from 1.15 to 1.25 times that funded amount. So same example on 100K, that funding is going to repay 115 to 125,000. So the qualifications for this funding, the business has to be in business for at least 2 years, be doing at least 15,000 or higher in monthly revenue, and then have a 685 or higher FICO score. So these qualifications are slightly higher, but for the businesses that qualify, this is a great, great product. Now, we always try to get them the core rate first, but if they don't qualify for that, we'll move into our flex rate offer to find their best available option. Just may not be this one. So with our flex rate marketplace best offer, the approval amounts average anywhere from half to 1 times their monthly revenue. So for an example, on 20,000, they can expect 10 to 20,000 for that funding. And the cost of capital on the flex rate is anywhere from 1.26 to 1.5 times the funded amount. So on a $50,000 example, they would repay anywhere from 63 to 75,000. Now the qualifications for this funding obviously is a little bit less severe or less asking, but it's only 6 months or more in business, 15,000 or more in monthly revenue, and then a 550 or higher FICO score for them. So still an opportunity for businesses that don't meet the core rate. We'll still find them that best offer with the flex rate marketplace. So if the benefit outweighs the cost, then they proceed. This is a very important conversation that we like to have with the clients that we work with. Kind of going back into the leverage or debt scenario, if they have an idea or need that's really going to boost and fuel their business, then we always say it's a great opportunity for them, proceed. But if it's something that we think may hold their business back or have them lingering because of this funding, we'll always make sure we have that conversation with them because we want to make sure the benefit outweighs the cost. So we don't determine the cost of the funds, but we do guarantee the best offer. And what DAC and Bank Breezy have done is we have our best offer guarantee, to where if your client finds a better offer for the same type of funding, we'll actually pay them a $500 Visa gift card. And I'll just say this quickly. I've been with DAC for just over 2.5 years. DAC has been around for coming up on 10, and we've yet to pay this out. So our team really does do the hard work to find those best offers as quickly as we can. I think that says it for itself. But a little bit about DAC. We currently have a 4.6 on Trustpilot, which in this industry is actually very great. We're a nationwide business based out of Michigan, and I have some corporate offices or our funding offices down in South Carolina. We're 9 years strong, financially stable every year, coming up on 10 years here in August. And we have very experienced leadership. The founder, David Rutz, has over 30 years of proven success in the home-based industry. And our corporate team, if you add it up, we have 100 plus years here, but I did the math the other day. I think it's closer to over 200 years of experience. So just a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge in our teams. And since we've launched the Bank Breezy funding platform, we've serviced over 300,000 businesses. So going strong, a lot of businesses helped. And our opportunity impact goal is to have 100,000 active brokers. We feel that with 100,000 active funding brokers that we can easily capture that 1% of the marketplace, like I mentioned, and then build from there, like spread like wildfire. Now the market is screaming and the timing is actually very perfect. So just to give a quick comparison to the real estate industry, which is a great industry. I have friends and family members that are in the real estate industry doing very, very well, helping a lot of families. But to give you kind of a perspective, right, from the real estate industry to the alternative business funding industry, last year there was about recorded, there was 4 million homes sold and just over 3 million real estate agents. So if you do the math on that, either there's a lot of real estate agents doing very well, or if it was an average, there'd be about one agent for every 1.58 homes sold, right? So still a great opportunity, but think of the difference in the market here, right? There's 9 million or more businesses out there and not even 100,000 active funding brokers. So that would lead to one broker for every 90 businesses needing capital. And it's an unbelievable, crazy, good opportunity. even with those 20 plus more million business owners who fit the instant funding qualifications, which is 3 to 15,000 in monthly sales. So this is just more of a perspective thing, right? The timing, the market, everything is ready to be served. And like I mentioned before, there's a lot of business owners who have no idea what the alternative funding space even is or anything about it. So there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of serving that really is out there for the taking. And quite frankly, these business owners really do need to hear about this. So moving into a little bit about the systems that you guys would be working with. This is our page. If a client goes to your funding page, this is what they'll see. We have the founder, David Rutz here, who has a short overview about the funding, and they can go on to read a little bit more about the funding and what goes into it, especially the application process or some of the qualifications before they go ahead and apply, some FAQs. And then this is the start page for their application. This is where they'll enter their information and go through and knock out the easy 5-minute application. We also supply our brokers with marketing material for your social pages to post out for clients, or whether it's your team building, whatever it may be. We have a huge back office filled with a lot of great material for you to use. I'm sorry, that's your agent resource center. We also have a back office, but this business success really starts with you. What we're here to do and what you would be here to do is help these business owners grow their business. And you'd also get paid fast with big bonuses along the way. So some other ways that we serve clients, we are in the merchant processing space. So we're eliminating or erasing the business owner's credit card fees to help save them a little bit more at the end of the month and boost their profits. We also have Health Share that cuts the cost, not the care. So most families save on these plans an average of 60 to 80% compared to traditional insurance plans. So this is a Health Share plan, which is similar to the same coverage as a regular health insurance plan, just saves you a little bit more, and you'd have to be healthy enough to qualify for that specific plan. And then we also have our instant gig funding, which I mentioned before, which is for the businesses, small shops, side hustles, solopreneurs who are below that 15K a month range. So we actually help them with our instant gig funding as well. But like I mentioned, the business funding is our main bread and butter. We built this for the business owners doing 15K per month and up. And like I mentioned, there's a 9 million or more market of business owners out there who at any point in time could really utilize this funding platform, because like I mentioned, the alternative funding space is great, but there's not one lender out there that's best for every single business, every type of business, size of business. And that is what our Bank Breezy funding platform helps and serves the most with business owners out there. So take a quick minute to catch my breath. Not that I'm out of breath, but just to kind of transition over to the other side of the presentation, which is the how we get paid, how we get compensated as brokers with DAC. So essentially, you fund a client, you get paid the very next day, or as soon as the day after DAC is paid. In some cases, it may be a little bit more than one day, but on average, the next day. So you're one conversation away from your next payday, and there's no limit to how many businesses you can serve. There's no cap to that whatsoever. So for every funding, that equals income, and like I mentioned, it's paid very fast. So you're going to receive on a funding anywhere from 40 to 80% of our bonus revenue, which is what DAC makes. But on average, for the core rate preferred funding, the payout would be anywhere from 1 to 3% of that funding. So on a $200,000 example, you help a hardscaping business acquire $200,000 in funding. You're going to average, just for this example, 2% would be about $4,000. On the flex rate funding, the payout is anywhere from 2 to 5%. So on an example of $50,000 in funding, on the 3% here, you'd earn just about $1,500. And like I mentioned, this is a coast-to-coast territory, so you're not limited to your hometown or your home state. You can serve businesses all around the United States, and like I mentioned, some parts of Canada as well. But we also have our residual income, which is, we call it quiet money, which you earn that month after month. And this is from our payment processing services that I mentioned. So you keep up to 50% of the residual revenue on those services. So for an example, if you help a restaurant that's processing $100,000 a month save on the credit card fees with dual pricing, you'd earn just about 250 a month or 3,000 annually. So you can see you have your personal production income, right? The bonuses that are coming in now. You got the residuals that are coming later, month after month. So these things added together, being two different products, but two different sources of income, these things can add up very fast once combined with one another. But your income isn't limited to just you. So just like other brokerages and agencies that you may know, EXP, Century 21, you can grow by adding more brokers in your team. We call this agency expansion, right? So DAC will pay out 10 to 50% income match on all of the brokers that you personally enroll. You have an ongoing income from the bonuses and residuals, residual commissions that they earn, and that's for life. So once you have them in your agency, you earn on them for life. So your income, like I mentioned, it's not just limited to you. So with your personal broker income match, so let's say here's you up top, you require a new team member. Let's call him Tim. Tim goes out and acquires $100,000 funding for a business, which equals $8,000 in bonus revenue for DAC. So Tim's going to earn $3,200 for his commission. So the business owner, they got the funding they need. They're ecstatic. Tim over here just earned a great commission for helping them. He's happy as well. But you're going to earn anywhere from 10 to 50% based off of your own production. We'll get to that later. So you're going to earn, let's just call it on this example, 10%, 320 for that. So Tim's fired up, business owner is served, and you earn as the enroller for Tim. So you can see how this is just one example of one agent in your team. This can become quite lucrative. But just imagine if it was at 50%, that'd be 1,600 coming in for you. It would just be a lot better. So think of it as getting paid on your broker's sales for life, because that's really what it is. And we're really here to create ongoing income with personally enrolled brokers. So you can see this is an example of, an example of a team that would be nationwide. So these would be all the members in your team, and these numerical values in green would be their annual income. So for you earning on them at 10%, you can see how you've got 7,000 here, a couple $3,000, 4,000, and these are just coming in, right? Just for having these people in your agency, working with them. And you can see there at the bottom, before that popped up, there was no income for the agent down there in Texas. So it's not only about recruiting and bringing in people that are here to serve business owners, but if they don't produce, you don't earn on them. So it's a great value to bring in brokers who are, I guess, willing and able to put in what it takes to help these business owners in need and serve them with working capital. But this is what these blue numbers right here were just at 10%. So you can imagine, what if you were at 50%? That'd be 5 times more the income. So on this 10%, it would be an extra 60,000 on top of what you earn per year. But if it was at 50%, that could be a huge swing of $300,000 in extra earnings for you. So having more brokers in your team is a great value, and having those brokers produce and you producing yourself to get to that 50% mark. And that's really all just based on your production, right? So being at 10% or 50% just purely relies on the production of you as a broker. But it doesn't stop there just with your agency. It actually multiplies from there. So your brokers have the exact same opportunity to go out and refer other brokers as well, developing a nationwide agency for you. We call this agency multiplication. So you override earnings on all of their brokers as well, which is an unlocked income on thousands of potential brokers from coast to coast. So you can see you've got you here, and you've got your team. The bigger people, the enlarged people, are your personally enrolled brokers, and obviously they want to go out, if they choose to do so, create their own agency and bring on their own brokers as well. So you can see how once you create motion and you bring on some very inspired and motivated people, how this can just spread like wildfire. And honestly, it can get to a point where you have no control. It's going to keep growing because that is what naturally people want to do when they have a great opportunity. Right, and it just keeps growing and growing. Guess it's a lot of growing. Wait for it to go. So how this money stacks up, like I mentioned, you have your direct broker commissions, which is your residuals plus bonuses. So on average for a funding, you can expect to earn around 3,000 per funding. And then you've got your agency, which is your personally enrolled brokers, which is your residuals plus bonuses. So on average, you can expect to earn 300 each on your personally enrolled brokers. Then you've got your nationwide network. You can expect to earn anywhere, or I should say about $100 each on their production as well. So your income really does grow through personal production, broker development, and then ever expanding agency network. It's a very scalable impact, and it's a very real impact for not only the business owners, but you as well. So we have our training and extras, which are just our tools and systems to increase your potential. Your ready to go business system free of charge. So you've got your step-by-step sales process that we have, your back office, which shows you all of your deals and your brokers and all of the information with them. You've got your agent training, which is a way to get certified and make sure you're up to get out there and serve business owners. And we have our agent resource center, which is all of our promo tools ready to go. Obviously, our Bank Breezy funding platform, completely free for all brokers with DAC. We also have our unmatched support and community, our 24/7 broker group. We've got a great Facebook group with all of our brokers in there, always sharing some tips and tidbits along the way, some motivation. So it's a great place for a great community. We have our live daily coaching, our 11:30 a.m. Zooms with all of our in the field experts. And we have our real support, where you can reach out to at any time for any questions or issues or just anything that you need answers for. And then we have our leaders who only win when you do. So that's the great thing about this, is that, like I mentioned before, if there's somebody that doesn't produce, or they maybe need some more help or some guidance, that's what we're here to do, because obviously it would not only impact that business owner that could get help down the road, but it would also help that broker and your team, and then you as well, because you're earning on it. So that's the great part about our leadership, is that everyone here wants everyone to win always. So you're never alone in this opportunity. But to take it a step further, we have our money where our mouth is guarantee, and that's that DAC has promised that we won't make a dime until you make a dollar. So what that means is, there's no fees, there's no risks, there's no fine print, but there is fast commissions possible for you. So we don't win unless you win. We're not going to charge you for a system fee or an onboarding fee or a certification fee or whatever it may be. We're here to obviously help business owners that need to be served, but we feel that it's comfortable that, we don't win unless you win. So that's our better way to serve not only you, but the business owners, and succeed while doing so. So in summary, there's 9 million or more businesses out there. This is a nationwide impact, as a solution for the small businesses out there in need. You can earn daily. We have our proven sites and systems all ready to go for you free, and our expert support. Like I mentioned, this is a real solution happening right now, a real need, and we can make a real impact for them. There's no barriers, no excuses to get started. You could start part-time, anytime, whatever makes the most sense or can fit for you. No license or red tape, zero risk to launch, and you can work from anywhere. This is a remote opportunity. So we say you can launch in one day, but honestly, you could launch within the next 30 minutes, which is just an absolutely amazing opportunity. So we're here to make a difference. You can create your own money machine. It's right there. You can get paid fast. You can get paid monthly with the residuals. You can get paid on teams. You don't have to, but you do have the opportunity to do so. And like I mentioned before, you're never alone in this process. We have great leadership, great support, great systems, everything to keep you moving along. So if you can follow a system and talk to business owners, this works. That's as simple as it is. There's business owners that really just need to know about this alternative funding industry, our platform, take advantage of it, get that funding for their ideas and needs for their business. I muted myself there. So at this point, where do you stand, right? If you're a one, I'm out. This may not be for you this time, may not be for you, just the opportunity itself. But I would ask you to, if you know a business owner out there who could really, is at a point where they really could utilize some funding, to, refer them to whoever invited you out here tonight. Or if you come across somebody who you really think that it might be the right time, the right fit for them, you could obviously refer them out. We do these as of now every Tuesday and Thursday. So I would thank you for, being out here tonight. You may have already left if you're one, but if you're still here, I just do want to thank you for cutting out some time to be here with us. Like I mentioned, if you have a, potential broker or a business owner who could really benefit from this, please refer them out. But if you're a two, you're thinking, I'm curious about this, just may need a few more details. I would say it's just like, test driving a car, or if you're thinking about getting a car, you want to test drive it, right? Kick the tires, see what it's about. So I would encourage you to get with whoever invited you out tonight, or even just get started and see, what this could be for you. It's a free opportunity, so there's really no monetary risk. I guess the only risk to you would be, time invested. But if it could be a potential great opportunity for you, I think time is, not is the least of our concerns. So, but if you're a three, you're like, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's launch. Let's get paid. I'm going to be going over the 4 steps of getting started. So if you're a two and you want to stick around, and you're a three and you're saying, let's go, I'm going to get started here in a second, but I'll end on this, this opportunity. It's a real, market that does need to be served. This does work. The only question is it for you? And are you ready to move? All right. So I just want to thank you guys again. I know it's a late Tuesday night, but the fact that you're here, the fact that somebody invited you out here tonight means they probably think very highly of you and think that this may have been a really good fit for you, or it may be a great fit for you. But you're here, and that shows that you're here to be a part of something that's bigger than yourself, and something that could really have a great impact on business owners and you as well. So I'm going to get right into it. The 4 steps of getting started, starting down the right path, as a broker with DAC. The first step would be to get started. Like I mentioned, it's a completely free opportunity. So the most would be time to get set up and get rolling. And then two, get trained, watch the videos. You got videos 1 and 2, and then you go ahead and unlock your private game plan with your enroller. That's very important on setting goals and expectations for yourself going forward. And then three, get going, share your links, go to your socials, let people know what you're doing, whether that's Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever it may be. Share your links, get going, get live. And then four, get positioned. Go ahead and strive to get your first client and go amped. And you'll learn about what amped is more in the compensation plan, which is in our resource center. But essentially, amped is something that, like I mentioned before, to get you to earn more on your own clients, your own fundings, as well as earn more on your personally enrolled team members. So getting amped essentially the more, or I should say, as long as you're consistently getting funding clients, you'll stay amped and you'll increase your pay, is not only for your personal deals but for your team's deals as well. So that's really it. Get started. Get signed up. Whoever invited you out here tonight will have to share a link with you so you can go ahead and get onboarded. And then obviously make sure the first, most crucial steps are watching those videos, training yourself up, setting a game plan so that you have things to hold yourself accountable to. Get going, share your links, and then make sure you do what it takes to go ahead and get your first client and get amped, because that's really going to help you get positioned and get going. So we found with our brokers that there's essentially 3 types of brokers. We have our solo broker, which is there to help business owners get them the funding that they need, which is a great way to earn an income. And then there's our broker enrollers, which earn from the brokers that they bring on and mentor as well. So they're earning on their own production as well as their direct team. And then we have an agency builder, which is an agent that earns from their agency expansion. So like I mentioned, they want to open markets in different cities and different states around the country. They want to be there helping and mentoring their team members to go out and do the same and find who those other team builders are. So that's what we call an agency builder. So I would just ask you if you're really pumped up about this to reflect with yourself and figure out which path fits you best, and then let whoever invited you out here tonight know, so that they can approach you in that way and help you get to that part to where you're building that immediately. So completely, we have agents all over, brokers all around the country who are either one of these, but it's very important to set that standard for yourself and figure out which one you think fits you best, and then get rolling with it, right? That's what we say. So I want to thank you guys again. If anyone's really thinking that they want to get rolling with us, we're more than happy and would love to have you on the team with us. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing. So at this point, I know I've already thanked you guys a few times for taking some time out to be here with us tonight. But that's why we do this, so that people really have a chance to hear this from somebody live and see this opportunity for themselves. And also, if they have any questions about the opportunity itself, or just have some comments, maybe they're fired up and want to, share a comment about the opportunity. That's why we do this. So I will say I'm going to open it up for questions now. If this is or I should say, if you're already an agent with us and you have some other questions aside from this, I would just hold off on those and maybe email support with them. But if you're brand new tonight and you have something that piqued your interest or something that you want some more clarification on, please, you can either raise your virtual hand or go ahead and pop it in the chat. I'll spend maybe 20 or 30 seconds here seeing if I have any questions in the chat. But if you don't know how to raise your virtual hand, you just go to the React button at the bottom, and then it'll say raise hand, and you can raise your virtual hand. So just give me a moment here while I read some of the chats. All right, I'll just go from the ones that I see going up. So Rob, I know you said hi. I'm new. When is Gig going to loan in Cali? That's something that's for the foreseeable future. I don't know if that will be the case. New York and Cali, and actually Oregon is another state where we the Gig funding is not available. So I don't have an answer to when that if that change is coming. But for now, in the foreseeable future, answer is no, unfortunately. Perfect. We got some chats in here that were answered by support. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Alrighty. Well, I see Nick DeHame has his hand up. That's my other presenting buddy. So go ahead and unmute Nick. What do you got for me? Oh, you were unmuted and then it went back. There you go.
All right. Can you hear me now, buddy?
I can, loud and clear.
All right. Phenomenal presentation, man. Uh, great stuff. And I just wanted to jump on real quick and just share a testimonial for everyone. I've been with DAC for 7 years now on about and all I can say, guys, is everything has been we keep improving as we go. This is a community, this is a company where we help each other. As McGuire stated in this amazing presentation he did, that we have live Zoom calls where we're helping each other, we're giving feedback, and we're growing as a company all together. And based on my experience of helping clients myself and seeing other brokers in my team help clients as well, and other leaders out there like Ellen, my father, Matt, Harlequin, many others. We all provide feedback on what's working, and the systems DAC already provides are proven. So I think you're going to see last month, there were 35% of the new funded deals were from brand new brokers, people brand new watching this presentation just like you, because you guys know people that can use funding that can help their business with working capital. And it's just an amazing impact, guys. All I can say is if you're brand new watching this and you're thinking about it, jump on, be a part of this amazing company, this amazing movement. And within a few years, you're going to be very happy you did. So McGuire, hey, buddy, you did a phenomenal job, brother. And you guys jump on. Let's make it work.
Appreciate you, Nick. You guys may not know if anyone's new here, but he has done some of the broker opportunities with me in the past. He's actually going to be doing this Thursday night at 7:30. The guy's absolutely phenomenal. He's a great example for us as brokers, not only to serve clients out there in need, but also to mentor and bring on new brokers as well. He's a great team leader. He's a great client server. So Nick DeHame, thank you, buddy, for the kind words. And for anyone who is going to be getting started with us, between now and next Thursday, if you get started with us tonight or, sometime tomorrow, you have that same opportunity. So invite some people out Thursday. He's going to rock it as he always does. And it's a great opportunity to, just as you did tonight, see the opportunity and and present this to others who it may be great for them as well. Appreciate you, Nick. Thanks, buddy. All right. I don't know who came first, but I'll start with Kwamena. You can go ahead and unmute.
Hello, one thing that's concerning me is the fact that I do not see my personalized link in the email that you send when you click on refer a friend with funding in the comment next to it.
Okay.
But when
That
you
would be, yeah, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. That would be a great question for support. They can basically send that, and figure that out almost instantly and get that back to you with those answers. So these questions are more designed just for the overview itself. So I would say right now, if somebody can put that in the chat, or if you already have it, or it's actually in the chat, Tyler posted that a minute ago. So the support at David Allen Capital, if you want to shoot that email over to them, they can take a quick look at it for you.
so it's supposed to be in that email because it's in the regular refer a friend, but the one with the funding is not. It's supposed to be
It
in it.
should be. Yep, it should be. And so if there's anything that they can tweak around and help that for you, then they'll go ahead and do that. So just
So
shoot over an email to them.
Yeah, but I send thousands and thousands of emails with that through that refer a friend funding. So
Yep.
so if I'm getting people who interested, they're not going to my website right now.
The email, I'm not sure what you're referring to as far as the link in there. Everything is designed for them to be able to get to your partner page. So
But there is
I
a
would
link.
just
It just don't have my personalized information. It just says click here, something like that. It just says that.
okay.
Other one,
Like
it
I
has
said, yeah, just shoot that over to support if you maybe want to even include a screenshot, but everything is designed and set up for that to work. So just shoot that over to them. They'll get an answer to you quick. Okay, buddy?
all right.
Thanks. All right. And then we have Barkat. Sorry if I don't pronounce that right. Let me know. You can go ahead and unmute.
Yes. Thank you very much. I am a little confused. Can you hear me?
I can. Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, so I got two questions. One is I get confused. I'm totally new. About 3-4 days ago, I joined, and I'm still learning about the compensation right now. At one point, you described today the core rate is something 2%. And on the other hand, on the other example with the David, he was giving that if $100,000 is a customer gets it, a client gets it, I get approximately $4,000, all right? And sometimes I see it's only 2%. So I'm confused with these two amounts. And then I have one more question after this one.
Sure. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and answer this one real quick and then just save that other one. So there's a difference in the fundings themselves. So the more you may, learn about that, there's a difference between the core rate and the flex rate funding. The core rate funding being as I guess as upscale as it is. The earnings for our brokers is slightly less, but the fundings themselves end up, if they're approved or get funded at that core rate, the fundings themselves are higher. But based on the lenders and some of the, essentially trying to make it as cheap and as best as possible for the business owner, will earn on average 1 to 3%. So it's slightly different than the 2 to 5% for the flex rate funding. So the example I put in there was just the 2%. That's just right in the middle between the 1 and 3%. And then the flex rate, may not be as high of a funding, and you earn a little bit more on that. Between 2 and 5%. So it's just the difference in, lenders and types of funding, the amounts of funding. That's just how we designed it to be beneficial for the brokers, and then obviously the business owners getting the funding. So it's a little bit more laid out in the compensation plan, just kind of the reasoning why and how that kind of comes to be. But there is a difference between, the payout on the core rate and the flex rate. There's a longer description in the comp plan. So that's just a simple way of putting it. But I hope that kind of answers it a little bit better for you.
Thank you very much. But my next question is that mostly the clients who are looking for funds, traditionally they are used to with about 10, 20, 30 years payback, all right? And when I'm trying to go and talk to them, that they have between 6 months to 18 months to pay back the loan, that's where I get sort of like a negative, that no, I don't want that short-term loan. I cannot make the payment. In these
Sure.
4 days, I approached approximately 10 people whom I knew personally, called them, and everybody says, no, short-term, I cannot. If you give me a long-term, then I may be interested.
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a great, inquiry, I guess, with the funding. I've been doing this for a few years, and I'd, be lying if I didn't say that that's, the terms and the lengths of the funding is something that's brought up, frequently. That may just be, based off of the clients and what their current, needs and I guess expectations for the funding may be. But I will say that there's a need for our funding, and that is um, one that we can guarantee that our lenders, the offers that they calculate and the payback rates and amounts are all calculated down to a T for what that business not only can get approved for, but what they can pay back in a very healthy way for the business. So although the fundings isn't spread out, to a 3 or 5 year length, the lenders themselves calculate the offers to, essentially be a payment that would be almost unnoticeable for that business. So they're never going to approve them or give them a payback rate that would in any way even come close to, setting that business back in any way. Um, but you'd be surprised, there's a lot of business owners out there who have a lot on their plate, and they know that they can, get this inventory discount or take on a big, construction project. They just need capital to get there. So there's, actually funding offers that we put out with our core rate that are, a lot less than that, 90 days, 60 days, because that's really all they need. So I will say that, traditional bank funding can stretch out to 3 to 5 years because they have interest and compounding, APRs, things like that. But with our funding, a lot of the business owners actually want to get this funding behind them as soon as they can, so they can get back to whether they need to acquire more funding later or just get whatever they need taken care of now. Um, so, I'd be lying to you if I said there's business owners out there that, there's some that actually can get approved at a bank, but timing is the most important thing to them, where they can't wait a month to get approved, or they'd rather just say, "Hey, let's get this behind me." So it's a very real thing in our industry to bring up the different term lengths, but there's a lot of business owners that would say, "Hey, I need this 75 grand to get inventory. I'm going to make 400, 350 to 400 grand on it. Where can I sign? I can't get funding at a bank." So it may not fit for everybody, but that's why we created the platform, is that there actually are a lot of business owners out there who just really don't mind, the shorter terms. And we always give them reassurance that the lenders always calculate this, in a very calculated way for them to ensure that it'll never affect their business and they can handle these payments. It's not just we think you can do this, do it. It's we know your business can easily, do this payback rate, or we wouldn't have approved you for it. So I hope that answers that for you. And you can always, jump on tomorrow actually at 11:30. We have our funding Zoom at 11:30 a.m. So that'd be a great question to, just bring up, and you can get some more expert in detail and length response. But that was just kind of my short way of kind of giving you some clarity on that. So appreciate the question. We'll go to Carmelo. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Uh, yes. I'm trying to get started. Is there like an app, like business app that we can use to contact business owners to set an appointment or have a discussion with, or do a Zoom with them that you suggest?
Yes. So I'll give you I guess it's a multiple part answer. So as far as connecting business owner to business owner, there's a lot of different ways that, our brokers can choose to do so. I'll start by saying, HubSpot is a free CRM. So anybody can keep track of their leads. They can enter them there, send them emails, actually get read tracking on that, so they can see if people open their emails and the response rates to that. But as far as a business to business app or a platform like that, the only things that I could really recommend to you is the main platforms such as Facebook or LinkedIn. If you're looking for business to business, I would say LinkedIn may be a straighter shot because obviously anyone who's on there, you can see their profile with their business info and things like that. But as far as communicating, business owner to business owner, I guess socials would be my best recommendation. And then as far as organization of your leads, HubSpot, it's a free app, and it's for you to basically keep all of your stuff organized and track the open and response rates.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Carmelo. Alrighty. Well, that's all I got for hands. Just looking at the chat. Appreciate all the kind words, guys. I know David wishes he could be here tonight. He had some obligations that he had to be a part of. So I really enjoyed being here with everyone tonight. And I will say, just to kind of, I guess, a closing note, there's no secret formula or requirement that someone needs to succeed in, with DAC serving business owners. It really comes down to two things. One, are you willing to, call out or make those connections with business owners? And two, are you willing to essentially put in what it takes to maintain those relationships? Because that's the biggest thing. Nick, he was just on here. Every single client he's ever had, it's not just a funded amount, not just a dollar amount to him. He literally down to a T maintains those relationships so that those people, whether it's a referral down the road, hey, I know this great guy, Nick, just because he constantly cares about the client enough. So there's no secret formula. There's no secret sauce. It's are you willing to, and can you put in that work? So that's really all I have for you guys today. Like I said, thank you so much for carving out a little bit of time to be with us tonight. I know it's getting late here, but everyone that's a part of our team and leaders with DAC would do it 100 times over because it's a passion of ours, not only to serve the business owners, but to relay this opportunity because we really are trying to get to that 100,000 brokers. We're trying to capture that 1% of the marketplace, and it's very achievable. We just need brokers who are willing to make those connections and refer the Bank Breezy funding platform so that those owners that right now we're out there, going to sleep tonight thinking, how can I make this work? How can I connect these ideas and needs to working capital, to making it happen? And they simply just need to know about it. So great opportunity, great way to make income, not only on for your personal production, but an agency if you choose to build one up. And that's all I have for you guys tonight. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Nick DeHame is going to cover the broker opportunity overview. The guy always brings, I try to mimic his energy. He's always a very high energy, passionate guy. So it'd be a great opportunity to invite somebody out between now and then. Tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m., we have our funding call, our funding expert call. So if you're brand new with us, make sure you have everything, all your ducks in a row, and be there tomorrow morning. It's a great opportunity to get some great tips and insight. But that is all I have for you guys tonight. Again, thank you so much for being here. God bless you, and let's go change the world. Make sure you get with whoever invited you out here tonight if you're ready to get signed up, and let's get rolling. Serve the world.